Trophy catfish Paylake smugglers caught slime-handed. Welcome to my podcast. Now, recently I have gained a lot of new subscribers to my channel, and I cannot thank you enough for subscribing to my channel. And I bet that you're wondering what in the world is going on with trophy catfish. They're catfish. They're not game fish. How is this happening? Why are people being fined for this? I'm going to explain right now what it is. Now, if you've been with my channel for a while, you've already heard me explain this a few times. I'm just explaining it for the new people. Back in the day, like 20, 30, even 40 years ago, we had Paylakes. They would take farm-raised fish, they put it into their ponds. You could fish the pond, and whatever you caught, you paid for, and you either cooked it there or they would cook it, the Paylake, or you take it home and have your own fish fry. Now, at some point, some of these Paylakes realize that if you get a big catfish and you put it in your Paylake, you get more people wanting to fish your Paylake. In fact, if you put a bounty on catching that fish, you get even more people. Basically, it was the start of gambling at a Paylake. Fast forward to today, they are taking 1,000 to 3,000 pounds worth of trophy catfish and putting them into their ponds on a weekly basis. This is 20-pound catfish to 60-pound catfish. They pull out hundreds of pounds of dead fish almost on a daily basis. And they take those dead fish and basically either throw them in the woods, throw them in a local river. Some of them might be turned into fertilizer, but none of them are used for like eating meat or anything like that. They are basically just wasting tons and tons of catfish. And they do this on a weekly basis because these ponds are small. I could take a baseball and throw it across most of these ponds. That means when you put 1,000 to 3,000 pounds worth of trophy fish in them on a weekly basis, they all die quickly. And when you have 20 of these lakes or more currently in Kentucky or Ohio doing this, they empty out our public waterways. They started with the Ohio River because that's the closest river, emptied it out. They hit Fort Loudon, they've hit Watts Bar, they've hit Upper Guntersville, they've been going down south, and recently they were caught in Wheeler. I know I've said this before, but finding out that these trophy catfish are being pulled from Wheeler, one of the best trophy catfish lakes in the country, it should make everybody angry. Now, to combat this problem, our states have started enacting laws. Like in Alabama and in Tennessee, you cannot transport live trophy catfish. You can keep one dead catfish over 34 inches for consumption in Tennessee. I think Alabama has a similar law, and Kentucky has been slowly but surely adopting some of these laws. And this came from Kentucky. Let me show you the article right here. And basically, the Kentucky Fish and Wildlife Law Enforcement, they caught 9 people illegally smuggling trophy catfish into a Paylake. Not only that, they figured out where they were getting the fish. They were getting their fish from Alabama. Now, it doesn't say exactly where it is in Alabama, and it's my understanding that they are getting charged in both Kentucky and Alabama, these 9 individuals. I don't know why they're not getting charged in Tennessee as well, because Tennessee is sandwiched in between Kentucky and Alabama, and you have to transport these live fish through Tennessee to get to Kentucky. So they're breaking Tennessee law, and because this is going over state lines, federal law, they could be breaking federal laws. This is a serious problem. Thankfully, as this article shows, things are finally being done about this. Now, I'm going to briefly kind of go over what this article says Just it's a long article, so I'm just going to read it quick. So they have a special investigation unit that was investigating illegal commercial catfishing activity, including a Glasgow, Kentucky Paylake, which is kind of interesting, right? Kentucky has the Paylakes that are causing these problems, and now finally they're, doing something about it. They said on 71 separate occasions, thousands of pounds of live catfish were harvested from a specific lake, which was closed to commercial fishing, sold to the Paylake in Glasgow, Kentucky. The operator knowingly purchased the catfish, which is, all of these guys know where their fish are coming from. I'll just break in here before I go to the next line. The people that were caught in Wheeler, they were caught by just individuals. They were not caught by the Alabama Wildlife Agency. That Paylake said that no, they don't take them from down there. I probably shouldn't have contacted them. It made me angry when I found out about it and I saw what was going on. I contacted them and told them, it's like, why is your truck down there? And they said, no, our truck's not down there. We take it from over here. I'm like, you're lying. Your truck was seen in Wheeler. These Paylakes, they do lie. And there was another one. I mean, I couldn't find the article about it. I think it was just like some Facebook investigators that found this out. There was another Paylake that said that their 100-pound paddlefish that they had in their lake were taken from farms. They were caught crossing state lines with live 100-pound paddlefish. They were caught. So they were caught in a lie and caught with an endangered fish for the state they were in, that they were pulling from a state where it wasn't endangered. So basically, don't ever believe what any of these Paylakes say. I know one of them recently even said, oh, we stocked 9,000 pounds worth of catfish in our one lake. 9,000 pounds, and their lake is no bigger than my house. Yeah, no, they're not. They're not stocking 9,000 pounds. They did it, just to be seen. And that's what they do. If they get a 100-pound fish, there's going to be people traveling 500 miles to try to catch that 100-pound fish. And it's crazy. Just people do that. That's why I never name specific Paylakes, because if I say this specific Paylake has 100-pound catfish, some of you will try to catch that fish. You will go to that Paylake. You will go try to catch that fish. It's how it is. Which means if you're traveling 500 miles, you're going past 5 or 6 rivers or lakes that may or could contain a 100-pound catfish. You're going out of your way to do something incredibly stupid. And that's one of the excuses that some of these Paylakers give. They say that, oh, but I don't have access to anywhere where there's big fish. You could drive 50 miles, 100 miles in any direction and have access to big fish. That's the way it is here on the East Coast. There are rivers and lakes everywhere. That's a lie. Unless you can't afford gas. However, how many times are you paying to enter this place? 3 times? You just paid for gas to go almost anywhere else in one of our public waterways to catch a trophy fish. So it's not a good excuse. Now, back to the article. Let me see here. Where am I at? They found 2 commercial fishermen harvested approximately 6,400 pounds of live catfish. The majority were trophy size, with some in excess of 60 pounds from waterways in the state of Alabama. Those catfish were transported to Kentucky and sold to the same Paylake operator. 9 individuals were charged a total of 180 fish and wildlife related charges in Kentucky, with charges pending in numerous other states. And this investigation was a joint effort which included the U.S. Wildlife Service, the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, the Alabama Game and Fish Division, and the Barron County's Attorney's Office. So yeah, something positive has happened again with the Kentucky Fish and Wildlife. Now, I actually went over the other bust. This was probably a month ago. And before this, Kentucky had caught 11 people doing similar stuff. So they have been on an absolute roll. Now, has this stopped trophy Paylakes from killing our public fish? No, it has not. They are all, to my knowledge, still open and operating. So we still have a long ways to go with this problem. And this brings me to this question for you guys. Do you know of any organized effort to combat this problem? I only know of one, the ACA, the American Catfishing Association. They are the only ones that I know that are trying to tackle this problem. They're trying to tackle it on the political side, which means senators, which also means slow and quiet. Because if they, if you find out what senators that they're working on, that they're trying to contribute to their campaigns or whatever, these paylakes who have more money than the ACA will go in there and change their minds. So that is one of the reasons why they try to be quiet with what they're doing, and it also brings accusations that they're not using the money that's been donated to them, which is a problem, and I completely understand it. I can't prove that they're not spending money on yachts and, whatever, and women and whatever else. And my cat has to say hi. I can't prove, you know, that they are being responsible with the money. All I can go is by what they say. I don't know of any others, so that's why I'm asking you guys. Is there another organized effort? Okay, I want to put you down. Come on. Is there another organized effort with this? Because I know there's other individuals like myself that are trying to do stuff. An individual can only do so much. All I can do is tell you that this happened and hope that you don't end up on the Paylaker side and want to, go to these Paylakes instead of trying to stop them. Also, I do have a financial incentive in this myself because I am a fishing guide. I like to fish Watts Bar. They hit Watts Bar hard, which makes it harder for me to put people on big fish because they have to grow to be big now because most of the big fish have been killed by these Paylakes. So that is a financial incentive on me to do videos like this. It is what it is. I'm trying to tell you what's going on. And, you know, every excuse that I've heard from Paylakers or Paylake owners are just, they're not valid. I don't know what else to do to be able to combat this problem than to make videos like this to let you guys know. As of recently, like I said earlier, I have gained a lot of new eyes on my channel. If you have any questions about this, feel free to reach out to me in the comments below or in any other method that you have to reach out to me, and I will talk to you about, this Paylake problem so you can better understand it. Definitely leave questions below. Now, with all of this said, I want to thank you for taking your time out of your day to either listen or watch this podcast. I really, really appreciate it. And if you're a subscriber on my YouTube channel, get ready to see some more fishing videos in the future. My next actual fishing video on a Thursday is going to be of a very, very nice blue caught. So I've got a big fish on camera finally. And yeah, that was a good day. It's going to be up hopefully this coming Thursday. And if you're listening to this on like Spotify, you can go to tnrvg.com to see my website and a link to my YouTube channel. Thanks again for watching or listening. Hope to see you next time.